Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.
Peace, peace. I am Universe Badger. We have Blue Tortoise. We have DDH the Bubble. We have Flavor Hype.
Get out of here. What's up, Flavor?
And we have Christy. Hello,
everybody. Yes, Steve.
So there's been a change of plans. I'm all about football and audibles. I will throw an audible anywhere, and I'm good at it. I'm good on the at the last minute. I'm really good at the last minute. And our guest cannot come on. Our guest speaker can't come on because of the weather. Mother Nature said nobody has electricity in this area, so he said, "Oops."
So he's not gonna. We want you to run your phone out doing the podcast. It's an obligation.
You might need it for emergency purposes, and the podcast is not an emergency purpose. So please conserve it. Never. But I do want to talk about something. I want to do a round table talk with everyone and talk about what's on your mind and how mental health affects you, even because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and a lot of people don't they don't utilize the fact that it's okay to open up and have feelings and emotions. It's okay to release. It's okay to feel things because society has taught men to be so hard and to be so strong and to be so perseverance that they can't have emotions. They can't show weakness. So it's a form of weakness to have feelings. I can't wrap my head around that. To feel something is not weak. You know what I've learned? Something happened today. I ordered a bunch of stuff off of Amazon. It come with the box already wet, soiled, and the item inside was broke. Now, I ordered some coconut amigos, which is like sweet and sour, or not sweet and sour, but like soy sauce, but less sodium and stuff, and it's natural. There's no extra crap in it. It's all natural. So it was in a nice bubble wrap thing. The whole bottom was broken right off. It looked like a weapon. Like, I'm just saying, it looked like a weapon in the movies when you see a beer bottle that's broken half. It shard right at the end and leaked everywhere and got all over the delivery guy who brought me my package. So I called Amazon. And my main concern was not getting a refund because I was going to get one regardless. That wasn't my main concern. My main concern was because I worked in the medical field for so long that the gentleman said he had sensitive skin. I wanted him to know what it was that spilled on him. So when he goes to the doctors, if he has a reaction, they know what caused it. So I kept telling them, is there a way of getting hold of the driver to let him know what it was that broke? So that he's aware of what's on his skin. So when he does go to the doctors, if he has to go to the doctors, if he has an allergic reaction, he knows what they're battling. That was my main concern. Now, the reason me telling the story was I love how I can compose myself and I didn't get upset because it was nobody's fault, really. Even if someone threw the box down, I saw how he sat it. Now, before it got to his truck, I don't know what happened, but at the end of the day, things happen. It wasn't a nice secured area packaging, but the packaging did have a hole in it, and it broke. It was broken everywhere. So things happen. It traveled probably from China. I'm just saying, and came to me broke. But at the end of the day, I love everything about myself because I can do one thing, and that's have control. And having that control is the most powerful gift that anybody could ever have. Moon Tortoise, do you know what it's like to not have control over your emotions and yourself, especially when stuff happens? I was counting on it for tonight. I mean, it came with 2, so I have a backup. They did refund me. I'm making vegetarian sushi with some spinach wrap, or not spinach, but seaweed and stuff like that. So I really needed it for my sushi, but I still had one. So I'm not mad. Even if I didn't have one, I still wouldn't be upset, because if I can't control something, it's not fair that I allow it to control me. Can you receive that, Moon Tortoise? How do you feel about that?
What was the actual question? Rephrase the question right quick.
When something's out of your control, how do you handle that?
Well, that's been a learning thing I've done over the past 7 years. After I got sober, because I used to. Well, that didn't last long. 638. I used to just pour alcohol into myself when I couldn't control anything, and eventually I would just pass out from it. So, hi Ty. So yeah, now it's cram 30 years of learning into immediate, and I'm doing well. What I do now is redirect. People get angry when when you say just go for a walk or work out or some shit, but there is something to be said by just doing something else, and especially if that's something you're good at and productive. So usually that's what I'm doing, is throwing myself into it. I've gotten a hell of a lot better at it the last couple of years, and especially under some really screwed up circumstances where people are like, wow, I don't know how you deal with all of this, and I'm like, yeah, how do I deal with all of that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question. It's a good question, to be honest with you. But I do it. I'm learning. I think it's hard to put it into words. It sure as hell ain't writing things down. I can't do that.
So, I'm going to ask Christy the same question. How do you learn how to control something that you can't control? How do you control yourself in a situation that you can't control?
It starts with the mental capacity of first being able to get yourself to a place where when you're not ready to react as soon as something goes wrong. That's the thing that I've learned, is that, and it takes time, and people want it now, and it doesn't happen overnight. But one night you will see that, okay, this is what I can do by meditation and going for walks. I write. I've been a writer. I've been doing poetry to short stories, whatever it is that you can name. I've been doing it, and that helps me through. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it means just having somebody to talk to. Sometimes it could be any different types of things that I feel that's grounding me in the moment, so that way I don't overreact. And then over time, I could see that my reaction button stays back some, so that way I can go ahead and think through before when something bad happens.
Okay. Gilly, having control in a situation that you can't control. And I love you and thank you for joining.
I love you back. So this is an issue that I've dealt with for several years now. When there have been a lot of things out of my control, and they continue to be sometimes. And I used to be better. I feel like I've regressed. I used to adapt. I used to learn a new skill, or at least attempt to. I used to really cherish the times when things were peaceful and lighthearted. and really work hard to make sure that there were times for that. But then I had this other side that would just vent, like really vent to people I really didn't know, vent online, vent with people I've never met, vent with any adult who had an ear, and that became a real problem, especially when it comes to protecting yourself against, further chaos and things you can't control. And I would say now, very little things, and trying to give myself credit for those very little things when I know a lot of people expect a lot more, not only of me but of themselves. And there's a lot of people that you can compare yourself to if you allow yourself to do that. And I think these days it's really hard not to do that. And in some ways, I could say it's become addictive. And so that creates its own chaos, particularly in your brain and your emotions, and you're replaying everything. And I've been drawing and painting more lately. I have been writing again, not as much as I should, and not the things that I say I want to write, but I've been writing. And those are helpful. I've been trying to look at my own behaviors and ways that I'm affecting my relationships and ways that I'm affecting my own peace and my own happiness. And that's not fun, but because I don't care where you fall on the spectrum, it's not fun. It's not fun to have critical eyes on you at all times, including when they're your own. And because it makes it hard to filter anything else out or to see anything else anymore, except for what you're sort of focused on, that's out of control and enters this space of longing that steals the present. So, I mean, I guess I'm a bit of an Eeyore at the moment, but that's where I'm at, and I got to be honest about it, and because I know I'm not the only one who's there and trying to keep up these appearances of I've got it when you don't. You don't got it. And I don't know how to be okay with that yet, because I was always the person who was responsible to have it. And I don't know this person real well, other than what she's been through and what she's seen others go through, because sometimes trauma is witnessing someone else's.
So flavor hype, and I can receive that, Gilly. I'm going to get back to it after I ask everybody else something, because Chrissy said something unprevalent and so did you, and I'd like to touch base on both of that. Flavor hype. So same question. How do you stay and have control over something that you can't control?
Well, the first thing I do want to say is that even though certain situations happen, the practice of us maintaining ourselves and our, sanity or stability is always something that we'll have to continue to do. So there's always growth in that. So it's nothing that we just have it. We'll always have to continue doing it. So it's always a learning process, because different situations can call for different aspects of it. That being said, as far as what I do, I have to shake myself out of thinking about certain things, because at times we kind of spiral into some sort of rabbit hole. And so that can happen at any point in time. It's like, we start to assume what someone might try to do, what someone thought about. They probably did this because of that. They said this because of that. They did like this, and I'm not like that. Blah. Okay, stop. I can't read anyone's mind. I cannot.
We can't hear you. Your signal's going in and out.
And your voice is so good.
Your voice is so good.
Let me do that. Can you hear me better now?
It's choppy.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Matter of fact, wait. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Say something now.
Keep going.
Hello.
Yeah, that
Sounds
voice is
better.
just great. It's so much better.
Okay. Okay, so it was that. All right, so what I have to do is tell myself and shake myself out of the
No.
thought that
No, it wasn't
It's
that.
so bad. It's like it's going through a cheese grater or something.
what in the world? Wait a minute.
What technology?
Wait a minute.
And we have to stop it immediately, or else it gets way out of control.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that better at all?
No.
It's still really bad.
Do you want to try
Oh.
leaving it coming back in?
I'll leave and come back.
Okay. Henry, do you want to read these comments real quick?
I'd love to.
from wherever we're at.
Yeah.
We can go up to underneath family right here.
Okay, we got Ty Lewis, and thank you everybody for showing up and commenting. Love y'all. Ty Lewis family, what's up? I let go and I can't control. And Susan Raymond Bug, thank you. We so appreciate what you have to say out there. Thank you, Susan and Raymond. Sweet, lovely people. Ty Lewis, I be feeling like we ain't got nothing going. Like ain't nobody gonna hear me like I do, so I just let shit go. And that's an important thing too, is that men feel like that. Kendall Cobb, control is when you learn to walk away before you regret saying something hurtful towards yourself or towards others. Sometimes going silent is best. Oh, Gemini Lamar. Men are most of the time afraid to open up because they fear being judged by others, and also when men show sensitive energy, they are looked at as soft or weak. Yes.
Yes. All right,
Ty
Flavor
and
Hut. Are you back?
I hope so. Is this any better?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
worse.
You sound like a popcorn machine.
Yeah. Hello?
The hello was nice, but I don't know what goes after that.
Blah, 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 blah. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's considerably better.
I guess not 100% though, right?
No, not 100%.
No, it's really not. We care about you and your opinion.
Let me restart my phone completely, then I'll come back.
Okay.
All right.
So I want to touch base real quick on something that before I lose it, what Miss Christie said. The Queen said that I'm not looking when she feels like she's getting attacked. She's not looking for a fight. She's not looking for something to have to defend. She's not looking as if, I got to be ready for war. And I think that's key. Honestly, I honestly think that's key. Because the battle is within you constantly. And as the battle's within you constantly, that we're feeling like we're always under attack. So I love the fact that she said that, she's not looking to fight. She's not looking like she has to be attacked, like she has to defend something. And I think that's what we do within ourselves, because when we're in an unstable state of mind, this is just my opinion. I don't know for facts. I didn't go to college for all this and have a huge degree in it. And I am like the top, whatever, knowing all. But in my average 50 years of learning, I've come across a whole bunch and I've met a bunch of people. And I've learned that when we're already in our head and we're constantly beating ourselves up, we're ready for other people too.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like anything we say or do, someone's going to attack us. So we feel like we have to constantly defend ourselves. We take everything as attack, a personal attack on us, because we're already beating ourselves up 24/7. So SGF Graham, how do you have, and peace and love family, thank you for joining. How do you have control over something that you can't control in a situation that you can't control.
Peace. If I can't control the situation, then I separate myself from the decision that has to be made based on the situation, and I go back to what I can control, which is me. Like, that's been the biggest part for me dealing with. I run across a lot of things that's out of my control, and so that has been one thing that I've kind of worked on a lot. Like, once it's out of my control, I try to release it from my thoughts and everything because it's out of my control. So why drive myself crazy about it?
I like that.
I like that. I wanted to say, Kimberly, when you were a guest here, I enjoyed what Gilly said about becoming addicted almost, and we fall into like
I was going to talk on that. That was the thing
I
said ahead of
okay. Well, hey, I'm co-owner. Gosh darn it! No, but I was really happy that you brought that up because that is something I also struggled with my whole life. You know, the efforts, the fuckets.
And we talked about that earlier on the phone about with an addiction. When we have addiction to things, sometimes we have an addiction to misery, and it's not because we want the misery. We're just so accustomed to it and so used to it that it's comfortable to us, kinda, that we look forward to it. We look forward to feeling like crap because we're so accustomed to feeling like crap. And that's all we know. We were talking about, remember earlier we said something about
I would say that I wouldn't say that I would be addicted to feeling like crap. I think I think some people are, maybe, but I think more so people are convinced that it's going to help this time. It's going to make them feel better this time. I mean, that's kind of how addiction tricks you anyway. It tricks your brain. I feel this sickness. I feel this pain. I feel this emotional pain. I know something that always took it away, but it never takes it away the same. And then it gets worse. And then it begins to hurt your life.
And I agree completely. And what I was going to finish saying was that when Henry and I talked about it earlier, it wasn't the fact that we enjoyed being miserable, because I too am an addict and mine's different, but I too am an addict, and it's so familiar. Everything was so familiar. I would do something and then I enjoyed the feeling of doing it because it was a form of fulfilling a void that I had within myself, that I was like putting a bandit down a bullet hole. So I did it over and over and over and over and over. And then afterwards, I beat myself up with remorse and like regret and all this other stuff because I had to do that to fill this void. I had to, and I made excuses for it and said, well, you know, at least I'm kind of trying. At least I see that, you know, I know that me just going around sleeping with people isn't the way to be, but at least I have that. At least I know that I'm not going in it blind. I'm willingly doing this and I know what the outcome's going to be. So
right.
It's not that I was addicted to feeling like crap, yet I felt like crap and it was familiar to me and I was comfortable in it. The feeling was addicted. I was addicted to the feeling that came with it afterwards.
That's why I refer to it as a pattern instead of just, you know, feeling like crap, i.e. drinking, any of that, just because we get locked into depressive states and manic episodes and manic states for long periods of time. And, you know, it encompasses a lot of different things. So, yeah, absolutely. And anyway, we got Flavor Hype back.
Flavor Hype, are you back?
I certainly hope so. Is this any better at all?
It is better. It's not 100%, but it is better.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'll try this again. Had to change locations, maybe that was a little bit. I know we had a storm here as well, so that some of that could interfere with some of the reception, but let's see. What was the question?
Having
How?
control over yourself when you can't control what's around you.
Gotcha. I tend to apply perspective when that happens, and it's continually a practice because I know that I can't read anyone's mind, and I know that no one can read my mind. So what I do is I think, if I were in that position, how would they perceive it? It's like, well, look, you're doing this thing, you're doing that thing. If something were to happen over there, what do I say? I can't control that. How can I be at peace regardless? Because no one else can control what your peace is. No one else can make you happy or make you sad. You have to allow whatever they do or whatever happens to potentially influence your mood. That's all on your allowance. You have to have your own agency and accountability for what you do and how you feel. So I tell myself, I try to get to the root of it. Why am I really upset about this? Is it something that's triggering from something else that happened before? Or is it me thinking that they're doing something deliberately, maliciously to hurt me or to incite some type of reaction with me? And I say, man, since I don't know what they're doing, what their motive is, I can't just assign intent ignorantly. So I have to just say, well, maybe they don't have an idea what's going on, or maybe this is just happening just because I need to slow down and develop better patience or understanding or perspective within myself. So I just kind of go with that mindset. And it's a practice. Like I said, I have to continually do it in certain situations to kind of calm myself and keep myself from going into that spiral or that rabbit hole. That's kind of my 2 cents on that.
Agree as well.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah.
I think it's important to also not play this blame game of I allowed or they made. The reality is there are certain situations, for instance, narcissistic abuse, where you are constantly criticized, constantly undermined, and things are done to sabotage you. And when you've lived with that for a long period of time, and maybe you had people in your life who didn't understand what you were going through, and you couldn't exactly articulate it because you still don't quite understand what you're going through. And that's not a state of allowing, because you don't even know what you're consenting to a lot of times. It's more, there's one thing like differentiating between a person and their views that are offensive, or a person and they're lashing out one day because they're having a bad day, or because they're hungry, or because and a person who continues to do those things on a regular basis. And I think there's been so much shame placed on the word victim, and so much talk about you allow, and I think there's got to be accountability on both sides. And oftentimes people who are vulnerable to narcissistic abuse or bullying or things such as that, they don't they already want to accept accountability. They already feel responsible. They already blame themselves for things beyond what, they had control over. And so when that blame is then put on them again for other things, it's natural for them to say, yep, you're right, I had to have allowed it. I'm the one accountable. And I just think that we have to be careful about that.
Hold on just 1 second. Now, I hear what you're saying. I probably wasn't clear myself. Here's what I was speaking on specifically. I wasn't speaking about a conditioning type of atmosphere. I was only speaking about like one-offs here and there, certain things kind of happening. So I certainly wasn't trying to place any blame on someone who might be a victim of a type of conditioning, a continual beratement of abuse, whether it be verbal, physical, or anything like that. I wasn't a victim blaming as far as that goes. I just meant like in a specific situation where this might have happened once or maybe a couple of times with different people here and there. I wasn't talking about just a continuous cycle of that. That's not what I meant at all.
Oh, I received that. And I know you well enough to know that you would not victim shame like that. I just more am coming from a standpoint of we hear a lot about you allowed it, you asked for it, you signed up for it, you didn't, and so I just wanted to put the other side out there, because there might be others like me that are hyper vigilant at this point, because it's not been one person, it's not been two people, it's been a lot of people, and you don't always know what side of that you're on after a while. Because you can end up on both sides while you're trying to heal yourself and figure out what's going on and get your footing. So mine wasn't to argue with what you said. I completely validate what you said. I just wanted to put, sometimes things are true and I just wanted to put an and out there.
Variables. There are variables to things. But, you know, I think we are talking largely on pedestrian affairs, but it's also a mental health show, so it's good to talk about both sides of the issue. I'm even one who leans more in Gilly's side, that, you know, I'm not always championing, we signed up for this is put upon you and stuff like that. Heck, I don't, you know, Kimberly knows that. But I do keep my damn mind open to a degree, and it's good to be able to be healthy enough to realize what situation you're in and get help for it.
And I love the fact that we all can see both sides. I love the fact that it's not just gray or black and white, or that it's just something. This is all you see. I love the fact that we can be open enough to see both sides, because at one time in my life, I thought differently and I felt differently and I saw things differently, because I too wasn't healed. And I'm not saying that it's because it's a healed thing, an unhealed thing. It's my mind. My mind wasn't where I am today. And for me, I feel like I had to have a whole bunch of things I had to improve on. And I'm so grateful that I was able to experience all that bad stuff, because I grew so much through it all. And it only made sense to me to feel like I still had control over it, because I chose this, even on a whole nother life before this time, even on a whole nother plane before this time. Everybody sat together around the table and I said, oh, I'll take this life. I'll be her, because I'm going to learn the most from her. I'm going to be who I really need to be to free myself through her and only her. And that's the choice that I felt I made. And I'm not saying that it's true, because I don't know. I've never been on the other side. I've tatered back and forth. I've been unconscious and brought back, but I've never went to the other side and say, hey, God, tell me what's going on. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. And it's not about a right or wrong aspect. It's about what helps me deal and heal. For me, that helps me deal and heal. I sleep great at night thinking that I signed up for all this. Even the crappy parts. Even the crappy parts. I don't want them. I didn't ask for them. But I knew they were coming before they came. I didn't feel them, but I knew they were coming. And that made me feel better. And if that is helped me sleep at night, it doesn't hurt nobody, because I'm not harming anybody by making myself feel right within me to be able to handle and deal. So I'm a glass always full kind of person, so full that I have enough to pour into others. I see rainbows and butterflies in every situation, even the dark ones, by choice, because I chose peace. I chose peace within myself. I chose to have control over my own feelings and emotions, because that's the only thing I can control in this whole world. is self. Everything else is out of my hands. And how I choose to deal with me walking into a landmine, knowing they're going to go off, with peace of knowing that I can control myself and that's it, helps me. It helps me sleep at night. So it doesn't work for everybody, and I'm not telling everybody to feel that way. I don't want everybody to feel that way. I love how some people think. I love how Moon Tortoise thinks compared to me. That's G.I. Jane ready to get in and battle and take the world with a sword and an axe and can come out strong. And I'm ready for them to do it. Me, I'll hug you. I'll hug you with the sword and the dagger in between. And I swear, I might get, you know, some pieces knocked off. But hey, that's what is supposed to happen. What's meant to happen shall happen. I'm going to come at you with love.
I mean, I'm pretty nice, but if they get pushed into civil combat theater, that facade's going away fast. It's gonna get really ugly. Anyway.
And I'm gonna see the best. I'm gonna see the beautiful in everything. Every situation, I'm gonna see the beautiful. Even when that gentleman had their hands around my neck and I was in and out consciousness, and my 4-year-old grandchild was standing there staring at me, I ended it with love. I said to them, why are you doing this to me? I'm in love with you. And that was what snapped them out of it. I'm not saying love's the answer. But when you come at me with battle, that's what you're going to get in return, because that's all I know. And that's all I'm given.
Love's pretty good.
I got like Moon Tortoise and SGF Graham and DDH. All them people will do my battle for me. Please don't mess with them. But I'm just saying.
Oh, we're way too far. I never got to say this, but SGF, I like your new logo. I didn't even know it was you. That's pretty dope.
I do too. I do like the color. Oh God.
And I like what Christy said earlier. I never got to say that really quick. I like that because I lived off of trying to say you're not invited to every battle, right? You're not invited to every fight. When she said earlier, and that really helped me, especially going through a lot of early shit that I was dealing with, and I'm just now really getting that.
So I know this is Mental Health Awareness Month. In Moon Tortoise and I were talking earlier, they have Al-Anon for family members and stuff like that. How addicts are affected by it. Me being not a male, I'm not going to claim neither. I don't really want to claim females either. I'm not really proud of them. But at the end of the day, I'm not claiming a side or a sex. I'm saying I still get affected by it, even though I'm not the one dealing with it. I get the aftermath of the trauma that people are dealing with inside themselves. When you are dealing in chaos, you splash that mess everywhere you go. Whether you like to think it or not, you may not intentionally try to affect somebody else. It does, though. Your mental capacity affects others unintentionally. What do you think of that there, Moon Tortoise?
Well, our aura affects others?
No, that our mental capacity affects other people. Our mental ability to whatever, think of how we feel, control how we feel, anything affects others.
Yeah, exactly. How I don't always get back to people right away in text messages, and I feel really bad about it. But at the same time, if I started, I could answer for hours, and I would have to answer more, and it actually terrifies me a lot of the time. So I give myself space, and it seems like I'm trying to be like real mean, or it seems like I just don't care. I'm distant or anything, and nothing could be further from the truth. I want to actually get back and take time with the message and actually show care. So when we stretch ourselves so thin like that, yeah, it's not really fair to anybody around us when our mental capacity is like bulging out, and that's an unintended communication happens, and yeah, it's just we need to give ourselves grace and time, space.
So Christy's got to go, but Christy, before you leave, I wanted you to chime in on that one. How do you feel that? Do you feel that your mental capacity and what you deal with and how you handle things affects other people too, not intentionally? Are you still there, Christy? Christy?
Oh, she may be different.
She may have left already. Yep.
We love you, Christy.
Well, I appreciate her coming on. I appreciate it. And I apologize. It is what it is. Thank you for coming on, and we love you. So, Flavor Hype, do you think that your mental capacity or how you handle things can affect other people?
Absolutely. I tend to be aware that I have that effect, and I'm not saying like, to me, I'm so great. I just mean that I understand that how I see things, how I may be in certain situations, affects others, because in very practical situations, if someone is around me, say for instance, like my girlfriend or wife or whatever, if there's something that goes on and it might be a little chaotic at the moment, they look to me to be that calming presence. So I won't get chaotic with them. They'll understand that, okay, what's going on? This happened. Like the first thing to do is call me, like, hey, and I'll come in there and say, okay, what's going on? What's the situation? So me having that and my ability to do that in those situations kind of sets a calm around the room and around the situation. Even if it's not figured out right away, there isn't that escalation of more, I guess, an emotional response that could get things a little bit out of hand. We don't turn into where we get kind of spastic or whatever. I tend to try to remain calm so that way everyone around me will understand that, okay, there's a calming presence here. At least there's that. We can begin to see things a little more clearly, because things get clouded when there's a lot of emotion around and we can't see things as clearly. So I'm aware of it, and I'm okay with that, because I'm actually kind of proud that at times I can have that influence on the situation, because it does help to be able to sort things out, sort things through when things are a little bit more calm as opposed to the opposite.
I get that. I get that. SGF Graham, the same question. Do you feel that how you handle things and your mental capability and capacity affect others?
Of course it does. Rather they wanted a reaction out of you and you didn't give it to them, or you did give it to them. Your calmness can affect people. If you're out loud person, you can affect people that are completely opposite of you. Yeah, I believe it can have a positive and a negative effect depending on the intentions of the people around you.
Okay. Gilly, same question.
Well, I think that there's no question that a person's energy or mental state or whatever affects other people. The question that I usually go to is, what do we do about it? There were times in my life where I was really good at least compartmentalizing and shelving things, or picking up on the energy that people are feeling, and being able to present a calming energy or a more uplifting energy or whatever was needed. And there were times, and are times now more so, that I'm not able to do that. So what do? You can't self-isolate so much, because that makes it worse. It's hard to have honest relationships because you don't want to pour all your stuff on people. And if that's what you got going on, intrusive thoughts are intrusive thoughts. and you can get the treatment, but sometimes the treatment can often trigger it worse. I remember sitting outside the other day and thinking, holy cow, there's not a single sound almost that I hear out here, or a single sight out here that doesn't trigger some sort of response in me right now. And so what do you do for your loved ones that are going through a mental health crisis, that are going through grief or loss, that are going through situations that got on top of them, and the way back is not going to be easy or fast? How do you not only how do we help ourselves from affecting other people, but how can other people help us, and how can, how does that relationship work is the question that comes to mind more, because yes, we absolutely affect one another.
I'm gonna try to help you with that one in a second. I'm gonna let Henry read these comments before we get too far, because we got like 12. So I'm gonna let Henry read these comments real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to what you said. And I think we all could help you with that. So we're gonna start off with Kendall's.
Kendall Cobb. It's very true. I've been told a few times the fact that I'm always on self-defense from trauma, because it's like that on a weekly basis. It's unpredictable at a time when you don't know how people will lash out. I have a great example of what happened Sunday when I was really upset. Facts to something. I don't know how to say that. Addicted and feeling trash is crazy. I just imagine you say it like that. Bro, gotta update software. He's talking about you, Flavor. We love you. Tyza.
You gotta update your software, he said, Flavor.
I'll click the wrong thing and exited the whole thing on the stage.
You're popcornish.
You came back right as I read that comment. Out of control. Kimberly, crazy, huh? It wasn't the feeling like crap that I was addicted to. Oh, Badger.
It wasn't the feeling like crap that got me addicted. All right, Tyler
said. Kimberly, I be needing these types of talks. 100%. Thank y'all. Rhetorical question could possibly trigger weary people, sadly to say. Yeah.
Chili Mo.
More on that one. From Chili Mo, I should have introduced. Bad. I'm bad. Yeah. Whoa. What are you doing to me?
No, nothing. That
Tyler,
was just us. I'd love to have him on the show.
They call you selfish when you choose you first. Man, they sure do, don't they, bud?
They do.
Cool vibe. Judge not without judgment or expectation from others. Egotistical people don't understand this. Hashtag notice from Cool Vibes introduces. Kendall Cobb. Speaking of splash, I'm literally in a pool listening while I'm on my mini vacation. Had to say it. Kendall, I wish I was in a pool. I agree. I agree with you. So what is this? I need more understanding, but Tyler says, fuck all that, and then smiley laughing faces and a squirt gun. What is going on here? I missed that. Speak. Let me pull this in. I missed that.
Can you keep going?
Yeah, but we already read that one, hon. Well, Cool Vibe says we only allow what we allowed. Reverse the cycle by removing yourself from the situation at hand. Respectfully said, of course. People's opinions of you has no value for real. It truly doesn't change who you are. Not unless you're in a huge position of power. Chili Mo. Everyone has a story to tell. Don't allow anyone or everyone their own rights to own the rights to your truth. 100%. We must become the author of our own subconscious mind. Stop entertaining negative narratives. That's important too, the negative narratives too. We get stuck in those patterns. SGF Graham. For every cause there's an effect. I hope I use the right one. I never do, dude. Who cares, really? Exactly. Stop worrying how everyone feels if it's a better you. If how they feel doesn't hinder my journey. If how they feel doesn't hinder my journey.
Are you back to it again? Hold on. I'm sorry, I can't see it.
You're badgering me. If how they feel doesn't hinder my journey, finances. Fuck them.
You're not reading fast enough for me.
Okay, I'll send a picture. Kendall Cobb. That's Jeff Graham. It hinders my journey. Fuck them. Anyway, and they shouldn't be around. Yeah. We don't need them. Ty Lewis. Kim showed love while getting choked.
I did show love while getting choked, and it wasn't about the fact of that I didn't have it in me to show anything else. This was someone I did love, and somebody I loved was watching me do it, was going through it. So what was I going to show? I didn't want my grandson to see a part of me that I wasn't familiar with, let alone that he wasn't. Because when it was all said and done, my grandson stood up and pointed at the man and said, "I don't know you. You're a monster." Now that's coming from a 4-year-old child at the time. Now he's 11. He doesn't see me as the monster, though, because I showed who I truly was, even in a time when I was at my weakest and vulnerable state. I still showed love because my grandson was looking at me. And because two people I love, one's trying to take me out and the other one doesn't want me to go. And how else was I supposed to act? If he saw violence, then he would have thought I too was the monster. And my grandson will never say that I'm a monster. So. And this, he said this.
And yeah, and Ty, that cleared it up. Hell of a lot less funny than I thought it was going to be. So I will take that with solidarity. About badass. Agreed.
So we have choices. We do have choices, whether we like them or not. We either allow what has happened to us become our image, our it's almost like our weight, our bearer, our reflection. I don't know the proper way of saying it. We either wear it as if it's a suit, or we grow through it and allow it to us to be a better person. It's all about choices. We have the choice to either we're going to live in this misery state of mind and allow it to become us, or we own it and become bigger than it through it. And that's my opinion. Moon Tortoise, what do you think?
What do I think about that? I'm going to bring up what I was talking to you about behind the scenes a little bit earlier. You know, I was walking down the streets in Columbus, or anywhere for that matter, and it just it blew my mind how many homeless people were really doing bad, sleeping next to like telephone poles and whatnot, just out in broad daylight. And I'm like, man, what leads you to that circumstance there? You know, a lot of the time it's like drugs, and but I wondered how many people weren't on drugs. If they were just depression took hold of them that hard, and that's why they were sleeping. You know, maybe I'm wrong. That's why I want to talk to more of them. But it's a horrible mirror into what could happen. And I'm not just speaking on myself. I mean, you know, you can look at that, and too many people look at them and hate. They can't stand them. You know, they step over them and shit, and they just keep walking. And it's fair, you know. I love cats, so I can't pet every cat, and they're humans, and I can't help every human. But we can show peace and love. We can give them a break. And I realize how many people just don't understand trauma. I absolutely love it when Ty chimes in, because he's a perfect balance of kind of like laughing and being actually serious about it, because that's a good way to approach situations like that. I think you get stuck in a rut where you really do feel different a lot of the time. And feeling different and feeling an outcast and feel like an outsider can wear down your psyche and grind it down. And then maybe you just feel like sleeping on the street for a while. And I don't know. I'm trying to sign up for all these programs and shit. I'm doing a bunch of shit right now, and everything's automated now. And it's like, you don't really feel valued anywhere. And I realize that the more things get automated, the more ugly things get in that aspect, the less I even feel like a person all the time. So maybe I want to sleep on the corner of fucking Martin Luther King Boulevard out in the burning hot sun, you know, and sleep. So I think it's really important to maybe have empathy. You know, a lot of people don't have empathy. I wonder what's the point in doing the podcast all the time. And I realize how many people have a horrifyingly negative view of people, and they hate humans who might be in their country, maybe. picking fruit and shit. All right, better not go too far that way, but have that empathy, because I'm with, like I said, Gilly earlier, sometimes people don't realize they choose. Maybe they didn't choose. Maybe we don't choose, but we can choose to be nice, to listen, and to not put ourselves out doing it. That's how I feel about that.
So, SJF Graham, you have a choice. Either let what you grew through become who you are and become your image, or you grow through it and allow it to become your armor and what gets you stronger. What do you think of that?
I mean, it makes sense for the most part. I guess I grew through it. Regardless, I went through it. Rather it was growth or whatever, I went through it, and it became a time that I had to understand that I had to understand me in order to get through it. Like, it really didn't have nothing to do with the outer world. It was really me or whatever. So yeah, I guess I had to go through it just to get back to the source.
Okay. Flavor Hype, same question.
Whether it's a cumulative effect of things that you've gone through or some major event, it's either going to be a cliff or a catapult. You decide how you want, what you want to do with that. Once you become whatever it is, if you're going to use it as a cliff, okay, it's going to be harder to climb out if you choose to even climb out of that at all. So you're going to use it as an excuse to be where you are. I mean, sure, you can, but there have been some things that have happened to me that kind of shaped me to be a little bit different, see things differently, accept things, grow from things that have happened to me. And I chose not to use that as an excuse or not to have that be a cliff. I chose to use it as a catapult. And I think I've become a lot better of a person, a lot more understanding, a lot more accepting, and giving people grace and all that kind of stuff. So it's just offered a lot of perspective. So that's what I use now. It's like everything that's happened to me, if I have a chance to impart any type of wisdom or perspective or knowledge through experience, through testimony, then I will do just that. Because I think if it happened to me, it's either to help me grow or for me to use it to relay a message to someone else to help them grow. That's the way I see it.
I enjoyed what you said. It wasn't nice to hear, but I enjoyed what you said. It was very firework, 4th of July, popcornish, not pleasant on the ears, but what your message in between all that. I love the image of either a catapult or
Yes.
a cliff.
Yep.
I love that. Gilly, I don't want you to feel like I am going to attack you on this, because I it's not about you. It's about the fact of like how we can help others deal with it. How can we help? If somebody else is growing through, and I like to say growing, and the only reason why I say grow is because the universe listens, and words are matter of fact with the universe. And in my life, I prefer to say grow, because I don't want to go through nothing without growing through it. So for me, that makes me feel good. So Gilly, if somebody else was in your shoes, and if you could help them one way, what would you say to them? They didn't sign up for none of this.
Let me think about that for a second, but I have a funny little take on that cliff or catapult, because when you said that, I imagined it as the cliff being the better option.
No.
Because otherwise people are just going to come and catapult you into it. So it took some clarification to realize what, first yours and then Kim's, to realize what you meant by that. And that's what my mind has been stuck on for a minute now. And
I get that.
which I guess leads me to the advice that I would give myself, which is laugh wherever you fucking find it.
Mm. I like that more than you even know.
And don't apologize, because it's not your job to to explain your pain to everybody. And there are people, including on this panel, that are reaching out to me. And when people reach out to you, don't be so scared that only some things get through, and none of it is you. And
Ooh.
and I SGF Graham, you said, you don't know if you always grow through it, and I'm kind of with you on that. I think there are people who do not grow through it unless there is some major intervention and help. And I don't think that people should be ashamed to say that they need that intervention and that help. Because I do not believe that we need trauma in order to grow as people. Some of the best, most secure, successful people have had a very secure childhood and a very secure transitioning period into their adulthood and a very clear path, and they still became wonderful, and they became wonderful people. So I don't think trauma is the key to character. And I think that we romanticize it a little bit when we say that it is. I think there's a difference in saying, I'm not going to let my trauma define me for the rest of my life. I will find a way to grow despite this. And saying, I had to go through this so I could grow, because you have to remember, sometimes children are hurt through these things. Oftentimes. Because their parents needed more help than they were able to receive. And I think it's important to know, if you are struggling, if you do not feel like you're growing through it, shame about that's not going to help you grow anymore. And you can't keep comparing yourself to others.
I love that.
Because you're not others, and you don't know what even your pain can help somebody with, because maybe there's nobody else acknowledging it, and maybe you're the only voice saying, hey, I'm there too.
So I have a confession for you after we read these comments, and I'm going to tell you my confession. Moon Tortoise.
Ty Lewis says, cool vibes introduced, it says. Ty Lewis says, Pater, I understand completely, 100%. Cool.
That was
cool vibes says, tap in, reality check. It's a great platform in Detroit, as well as Unseen Twisted Truths LLC. Respectfully said, of course. Kendall Cobb, you can't hate, though, no matter how hard people mess up. We are all humans. Indeed. Unity is key, also from Kendall Cobb. 100, Ty Lewis. Joe Schul, that's good. What's good, Joe?
The solar hamster was talking about... No?
No, that is solar hamster.
The solar hamster was talking about something a while back, but I didn't want to interrupt to get to it.
Oh.
But I don't remember what it was.
William McBride. Ty Lewis, if you didn't go through nothing, how do you learn?
True.
That's true.
And I have my confession for you, Gilly, is that if I call and I don't call, one or the other, it's not because I don't want to hear the Eeyore within you. It's because I don't have the key to unlock the Tigger that I want to see you jump through. And I love you and I want to help you any way I possibly can. I don't like the fact that I can't. That hurts. And it doesn't just hurt me. It hurts you because I'm not giving you what you need to be able to help you grow. But I love you and I can't tell you to let go and to release and to grow because it's your children. And I'm not telling you to get rid of your children. I'm telling you to let go and grow from what happened because you can't undo it. All you can do is go from here and make a better outcome. It's shitty, and it's so real, and I don't know what else to say. This is the realest thing I can say to you is that I love you and I want to see your light shine. And it doesn't mean put the darkness on your children and forget that you had them. It means forget the fact of what you went through because you can't undo it. And try to do better for the future so that you can do better for them when you have a chance to. Do you receive that?
I received that. Thank you. And I will say that it's what they went through that holds me back the most.
Again, we can't undo it.
But no, I understand that. And that's why I don't call or I don't text back or I don't,
Yeah.
Because I understand that. And at the same time, then I'm denying myself what I need to, which is to have real family and real friendships again. And I'm thankful for each one of you on this panel. I could thank you personally for different things in different ways. Henry, I really loved that hug I got from you the other day and that I was able to give you.
It was
And we
so
ran
nice to
into
see
each
you.
other. And
No, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, you're
No, it's
both
just
going.
nice to hug you. We're both going.
Go
I
ahead.
wish I could actually went and did more things, but I wasn't on my time. Like I'm never on my time, and that's not throwing anyone I love under the bus. But I still want to go to the beach. I wanted to today, but I had a podcast to be on.
Yeah. And
I did want to go to the beach today.
Kim, it's funny because sometimes you make it feel like this podcast is all for me, and sometimes I am so pissed at you for it. Genuinely. And
I promise it's about Danny always. just kidding.
And sometimes I'm pissed at myself for getting to a point where I think it's all pointed this way, right?
Yeah.
And I love you for seeing that and being able to laugh at me about it and still love me anyway. And because we all got traits, all of us, especially when we're going through some dark times, we've all got traits that we're not proud of, and that we seem like we can't control. And you radiate.
Oh.
And it's inspirational. And there's a few people on this panel who have this unshakable, I'd say everybody else, that have this unshakable quality. And even if we don't always like what each other has to say, or even if people there get it or don't get it, there is no denying that the energy coming out of this family is something to aspire to.
Thank you, Gilly.
I have a question. Have you ever thought about hypnosis? Not to forget about what you went through, but to give you the tools to deal with what you're to grow through, to give you the strength and tools that you have that you need to be able to handle it.
Shit, hypnosis, drugs, fucking a caravan of intervention coming with me. I have a home. I don't fucking know anything. Yes, I would love
I would love to see that for you.
something that could help me. And if hypnosis does it, then I'm on board. I have never been in a slump like I have this last year. It has never hit me like this, and it's scary. So
I have something to say to you, and I don't want a response for this. This is just me saying this to you, and I want Henry to read the comments. And I promise, Henry, I'll wait. I can't see to tell you when it's over. I'm just guessing when it's over.
Don't fall for that. She's not gonna wait.
I'm not gonna wait.
That's correct.
It sounded nice. I'm gonna try. So, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. I just want to let you know that. Don't respond, please. I don't want a response. I just want to tell you that letting go does not mean forget. Just know that. What's this say under Ty Lewis?
Tyler says, if you didn't go through nothing, how do you learn?
Joey says, or Solar Hamster.
Yes, it was a comment from a minute ago. It was a comment about having a sense of humor in the face of misery. I live by that every day. That's 100% on that one.
You want someone that can help you, Gilly. Get a hold of Solar Hamster. He may be able to help you see things differently just because he has to too.
Well,
Solar Hamster.
I called the two of you out, but I also want to say, Flava, you've reached out, and they aren't kidding about your voice. I mean, you just you have your own shit as everybody does, and you have made yourself available to me when you didn't have to. And thank you. And SGF Graham too. You're always sharing like little videos with me or your songs. And I can relate to you a lot on some of the things that you went through. But you remain very inspirational because you just do your own thing. And it reminds me of parts of me that used to do mine. And anyway, go on with the comment. I'm done being cheesy.
Okay. You're not cheesy. File Out Loud's great. Keep going. Moon Tortoise.
I like cheese.
Me too.
Oh, Moon Tortoise. Okay. Ty Lewis, sometimes as a friend, we can't always think our friends want to hear that shit all the time either. Some shit is meant to go through alone. I see things in a miserably optimistic way. Yes, you do.
Yes, he does.
We love you, Gil, from SGF.
And that's what it is. That's why I said you could reach out to Energy Hamster, because he does see it in a miserable, optimistic way. And I think that's a good way for you to probably see it, even though it's shit. At least it doesn't have 1,000,000 flies at it. It only has 153. I mean, come on now.
I really hated the way he viewed sobriety.
You what?
I hated the way he viewed sobriety for the longest time. He just kind of like flowed through it, and I was actually appreciative of how he did it, but that didn't mean I liked it.
I feel that too.
And I'm miserable about it too.
And for Ty Lewis, sometimes your friends don't want to hear it, but we're not friends, we're family, so there's difference. When it's family, even though we may not want to hear it, we will receive it and try to help you with it. I'm not going to not answer the call if she calls, because she's calling. Because the old her wouldn't even call. The old her would deal with it alone without no one knowing, and maybe unscrew the lid to something and pop it. The old her would try to find a way to mask the thought instead of dealing with it and talk about it. The new her is able to have a voice to be able to speak on it. And I'm proud of that part, because it took a long time just to even to be able to speak on it, let alone in public in front of a bunch of people. 17 people tuned in. She spoke in front of 17 people about what she has not been able to let go. I'm proud of her. And then this person said,
James Underwood was good. Hi, James.
What's good with you, James?
We're talking mental health. Hope you're all good. Hope it's going good out there. Constructive criticism heals all from Cool Vibes introduces. James
From
Underwood.
Sarah
Hayward.
She is fire. Fire. I love Queen Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we love Sarah. Hello, I get it.
We know you get it, brother. I would love to have you come on here more often, and I will read that inbox whenever you decide to DM me and let me know that you're going to be able to come on more often, because it's important. It's important to see that you still go on and try to maintain a marriage, and as a father and as an artist, and deal with your mental health in front of everyone. I love that, Ty. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you. So proud of you. And what'd he say?
He said, respect to her, though, 100%. I hope she sees it through. And that is, I'm assuming, to Gilly.
Yes. So, mental health. Our minds aren't supposed to be in control. They're only tools. We're supposed to be able to turn them on and turn them off when we need them. It took me a long time. I'm 50. And I'm not saying 50's old. I'm saying 50's a whole bunch of years to try to just now figure it out. It took me a minute to figure out that, hey, I'm the one that controls the light switch of my mind. My mind don't. I had to learn to shut it down, but I had to get inside of it first, be able to shut it down. So sometimes you got to get inside yourself in order to get outside of yourself. And being with me wasn't always joyful. And now being with me alone is what I look forward to. I love when people leave. I love, and it's people I love. Like, I love Moon Tortoise, but I love when Moon Tortoise leaves, because I like my me time, because that's where I do the best. That's where I grow. That's where I research and think and unpack. I've never unpacked, and I finally don't have my clothes in a suitcase. And I'm not just talking physically, I'm talking metaphorically within myself. So what Ty Lewis say to?
I don't be given a shout out. Chat laughter with good family and friends is the best medicine to heal all personal traumas from Shilimo.
I'm done. I'm bad. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Ty Lewis says, that's the only way to be free in my eyes.
At least you love me.
I'm a moon tortoise.
Someone said to me one time, you treat so-and-so better, you talk to so-and-so better, you deal with so-and-so better than you deal with me. And I said to that person, I honestly don't care what so-and-so thinks of me. I'm going to show them love, but I don't have to spend the rest of my life with so-and-so. So when I say see ya or peace, or whatever the heck I say, I don't see so-and-so again until I see them again. So whatever they feel and however they think of me is just that, a feeling and a thought. It doesn't have to affect me. One thing I dated Chili Mo before. One thing Chili Mo taught me is that not everybody's agreement has to become yours. And that was the most important gift I had to learn. And I am so appreciative of that. I will never, ever, ever, ever be able to repay the fact that I needed to learn that. Because someone can feel and say however they want about you. And it doesn't have to become you. It's a choice. We choose that. I mean, say something, Moon Tortoise.
Say something.
Say
You know
something.
what?
Yeah, say it fast before she changes.
I do a lot of, I wear and do and say and act and behave and feel in a lot of ways that really perturbs the shit out of people. And it's funny because all the things that I do, they really bring me a lot of peace. You know, there's this big hole in my soul that I didn't know how to fill for years and years and years. And then I was weird. I was fixated on filling it when I was just kind of like, whatever. It's just part of existence, you know. Like, holes happen all the time. You just don't trip and fall on them. So, you know, I do what I want. I wear what I want. I sleep with who I want. I listen to what I want. And at the end of the day, people will say it's for this and it's for that, and they put all this agreements and bullshit on me. And I just, once they're all gone, it's like 1 a.m. I look in the mirror and I go, I need to try a different mascara. This shit blows my mind. It just drives my eyes out and shit. You know, I don't give a shit what they say, honestly, at the end of the day, because I got to a point where I wasn't trying to go through any phase or feel a certain way. I just attained how I felt, and I don't understand them when they say I shouldn't be a certain way or feel the way I do. I don't understand them because it's the only way I feel. So, fuck them. It's more worth to love myself in the mirror. And I spend a lot of time in the mirror. And that's okay because I'm really, really happy now. So I just try to impart that to other people. And don't let them throw shade on you. And yeah, I never answered your question earlier. Take all your faults, everything that went wrong in your life, all that shit, and just wear it like Kevlar because you can't do anything about it now. And yeah, everything was a learning experience. Ty's like, how long y'all gonna be live? I don't know. It's supposed to be a short one.
DDA. Moon Tortoise and I are one person, whether you like to believe it or not. I tend to think so. Go ahead, DDH. How can you control yourself when everything around you is out of control? You're muted?
Is it muted?
You're quiet? Is your Bluetooth still hooked up?
He's starting a new career as a mime.
I will go through the checklist. Every time DH leaves the house, I say, do you have your keys? Do you have your wallet? Do you have your phone? Do you have your headphones? Do you have your charger? Is your Bluetooth hooked up?
I do too. That's ADHD in a nutshell. Then you forget all of it. Put it into a box, get ready to take it, leave the box.
I have a whole checklist I go through.
I get that.
There he is. DDH, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Really clearly.
Yeah, I just realized that you can't, I always just tell myself you can't control anything, but there are things that you can control. And so, if you tell yourself that over and over again, it's things that get chaotic in your life, become easier to deal with, at least for myself. And you know, you got those frustration moments, and you like, man, this is really driving me insane or driving me crazy, or why can't this fall into place? And then you just realize there ain't nothing you could really do about it. But try to figure out the best solution to get through it, if that makes any sense.
If it works for you, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's not about trying to appease everybody else. It's what works for you. Because what works for you will not work for somebody else. Because it's meant for you. This is your path, your journey, your purpose, not somebody else's. So whatever works for you, it doesn't have to make sense to somebody else. I receive it.
Oh yeah.
So how can you help somebody who feels like they don't have control over anything, including themselves?
I just give them good advice and remind them that once you realize that you can only fix and deal with the things that you can control, and you have the power to control your any situation mentally, then I mean that's the best advice I can give to them. Because like I said, if you go through something bad, either you can choose to handle it in a bad way, or you can choose to handle it in a positive way.
What's your positive message?
Stay strong, and if you're going through something, know that someone is always there to help, especially the people at the Twisted Team.
Gilly thought the show was about her sometimes, and I said, no, it was always about you.
Believe it or not, that's true. A lot of those, I know somebody who said something, that was be me that said it.
He thinks it's all about him too. Don't worry, Gilly, you're not alone.
Oh,
A lot
good.
of the bad stuff be about me, guys. All the bad stuff is about me. So it's all good. I'm just keeping it real.
You know, some people go to Facebook and tell their personal business too. I could wait to get on Unseen Twisted Truth and air out my dirty laundry.
Yeah. Most of the time, that the stuff or the bad things that's happening or the situations, they're about me, guys.
They're not.
So,
They're about
That's
all of us. Everybody goes through similar things.
The majority of the bad things about me.
I don't even make the titles, okay? I don't even make the shows sometimes. Other people do.
Well, all right, guys, I got to get back. You guys enjoy the rest of the great episode.
You as well.
Bye.
Brother Ty.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You're
Hey,
clean.
How everybody doing on the panel, y'all?
Wow.
Good.
Extremely doing well, doing very well.
Definitely nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you, man. Finally, and I'm stellar.
Nah, I be loving the conversations, y'all. My fault, I came up all late and shit, but some of these shits I be needing to hear it. Like, this should be helping me be able to keep going for real. I be hearing y'all talking about specifics. Like, so thank y'all.
No, appreciate it. Tony the Big Homie pops on every now and then. We just want people to be able to know that it's okay to talk about it.
What I was saying in the comments, like when I said I don't give a shout out, I was saying like I don't be giving a fuck, y'all. That's how I be able to stay free with my mental. Like, you feel me? Like, it be hard as hell. Like, when you care about something, people don't treat it with that same care, so it'd be easier to not care. That's how I stay strong and be my high self by not giving a fuck, y'all. Like, that's why I said that. Like, I wasn't taking no shots at you either, Gil. Like, I'm just hoping you see whatever issues it is that you be having through. That's all I was saying. It wasn't no shots or nothing. I know context is everything.
No, I didn't feel any shots.
Okay.
I
You're
appreciate
way low, Gilly. You're way low.
as sad as I am all love.
No, you're far away. Like from your phone, from your hands over top of the
Oh,
speaker.
oh, I said I didn't feel like you took any shots. I appreciated your input, and as sad as I am, I'm still all love. So
Yeah, and for me to elaborate on, sorry y'all, but for me to elaborate on when I said friends always don't want to hear it, like we were saying earlier, like energy carries over, like it splashes. Sometimes you be in a good light, and then someone always got the like, you know what I'm saying? You don't always want to feel that. So dealing with like, I mean, I don't know how y'all deal with people, but dealing with folks, it could get messy because sometimes it spill over and now you got that energy. Like you said, then it affects everybody around you. So sometimes if someone's carrying that kind of energy all the time, it's tough to listen to.
I have a confession to make to you. I want to do the platform versus platform, but I don't want to do it with the negative energy or anything that comes with it because a lot of them are crybabies and mean.
I agree 100%. No, I feel like it's the best thing to do is doing what you're doing for real because it is a whole bunch of negative energy.
And
Too much competitiveness.
too much. And I have a very dope team. My team is dope. Everybody here are a part of my team. Flavor Hype, we manage. SGF Graham, they're all my people. But I don't want to do a platform versus platform when it comes with negative energy. And I have to hear it just because I want to see my people shine.
I completely understand. Shit. I don't know. You know how we be careful with the bullshit.
And it's not you guys I'm worried about. It's everybody else around there because there's some people that look for that. They feed on that. They want that.
Yeah, I think it's more so like we ain't even gonna be long winded with this, but I think it more so we be like I'm saying we because I be a part of that shit. Like I be talking shit too, so I feel like we be trying to sell more of the controversy in the sport, like the sportsmanship side of it, but it gets carried away. So I can see why it's something you wouldn't want to get into with your artist if we pushing peace across the board. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like the fact you got freelancers. You can pick up people that want to be a part because I don't want to be a part. Doesn't mean my team can't. Because Tim Kranz is part of my team, and someone picked him up. DDH is my husband. Someone picked him up, and I love that.
He on
I
my
love that.
team. It's me. He with me.
See, and you're my brother to me. So like, I love the fact that I can take my children and leave them with my family, and I don't have to be there at the dinner.
Mm-hmm. we gonna eat. We gonna eat for all of us.
We're gonna eat together. But we do want you to come on more often because your input matters. Because a lot of people don't speak on it, and that's when the rate is high. You got the statistic of being, and I'm gonna label this out because I normally don't speak like this because I don't see race, color, sex. I see beings, energy beings. We're all energies, atoms, protons, and neutrons. Matter. That's all we are. Frequencies and matter. And matter only exists when you give it attention. So that's how I think. But being a Black man in where you live, where you from, your age, you gotta be tough. Because if not, they're gonna take your kindness as weakness and try to use it against you. How do you do that?
I feel like
He feels like something.
you just be when you try to act like something that you not when people try to take it from you. You know what I'm saying? And they can smell it. There's wolves out here, sharks. So you just gotta be really who you say you is. You gotta know who you is when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like people be having that part confused, but we're gonna get there one day.
I remember someone asked me something, this was a long time ago, they asked me, they said, do you get a lot of massages? Because I always give massages, because that's what I do for a living, amongst other things. And I said, no, not really. And they asked me, because I was in a relationship for a while, and they asked me, do you have cameras and stuff in your house? And I said, it wouldn't matter if I did, because I am me authentically when no one's around. It's not because somebody's watching me that I am me. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. People put on an image because somebody's watching, because they're afraid of them.
That's exactly what I was saying just now, for real. Like unapologetically being yourself, though, like on and off the camera. Like this shit be too much. Like it'd be too much facade going on behind the keyboard.
Facts. I don't think before I talk. I promise you, the universe really does just speak through me. I do not think. And sometimes we will have bathhouses at our events, and I didn't know what a bathhouse was, because
I was excited.
they were excited.
What is that? I have no idea. I've never heard that before.
You don't know what a bathhouse? See, I'm not the only one.
Not even the slightest. I have no idea.
Thank
Zero
you.
idea.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one, because I thought bathhouses were those buildings that people could use to take showers when you haven't showered in a while. No. What's a bathhouse, Moon Tortoise?
I'm getting the actual textbook if I can. Oh, we got body special effects. Okay, it's what is it? It's a gay sauna or a gay steam bath. It's towards gay and bisexual man and gay slang. It's like a place where you can hook up and stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that was good for the homeless.
So we were offering bathhouses at our event that we were putting on. Everyone eats. We got bathhouses.
Everyone's eating. Never mind. I got. I'm so well behaved on the podcast. I'm such a monster.
And I had no clue what it was. I did not know that it was a place for stuff to do, extracurricular, if you want to do. Someone else, I don't know the proper way of saying it, but I had no clue. And
solar hipster. It's a place where you take baths, of course.
I thought, but it's not. It is not. And we put it on a lot of flyers and laminated. And he said, no, you need to remove that. And I said, okay.
I was like, Kimberly, I can't wait to go to the Kink event, babes. This is great.
It's called Everyone Eats. We're feeding homeless and giving them out bathhouses.
And it was lovely.
Of sorts, yeah, it is that.
But I don't think before I say things, because it's coming from a real pure and genuine place, authentically me. So I can never be caught with my pants down, pun intended.
Should the homeless not have access to bathhouses? I say give them bathhouses. I mean,
not with the kids and stuff. I put it on flyers and says everyone's welcome, no age restriction. We're gonna have a lot of
no age restriction. Then that takes us back to like
face painting. We're giving away food, music, giving away free clothes, giving away, bathing supplies and stuff like that, and we're providing bathhouses.
Now that's a great thing. We can shake shower stalls, of course, but
yes.
You live and you learn. Wear false like armor.
As Jeff Graham says.
Bro, as Jeff Graham says, wasn't there a couple of mafia movies that had bathhouses in them? And if you are thinking of the movie Eastern Promises with Viggo Mortensen, if anyone's never seen it, go watch it. It's really good. It's about Russian mob. But yeah, there's like this crazy fight scene in a bathhouse. And yes, in Europe, there's bathhouses. They don't necessarily mean to be gay, but a lot of public wash areas in there. But yeah, Eastern Promise is really great.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do positive messages. We're going to start off with you, Moon Tortoise, and work our way through.
Oh boy. Okay. Positive message. Yeah. Become ungovernable, and that means even from your own thinking. Don't let people slow your roll. That's like the biggest thing I'm dealing with right now. So I imagine it's a pretty common problem. Speak from experience. Let's keep moving.
Eeyore, positive message.
Oh, well, if you take into consideration caffeine, nicotine, electronic devices, sugar, we're all either on drugs or in therapy. So don't feel so alone.
So, Big Tie, positive message.
For real.
Oh yeah.
I ain't really, the positive message I got for y'all, for the people, y'all, I swear, just be you. And don't be scared to ask for help if you need it. That's a positive message.
Thank you. Flavor Hype, positive message.
All right. What I have is just that do your best to understand and know that whatever it is you might be going through, you might not understand why you're going through the traumatic event, but it might not be for you. It could be for someone else you meet later on in life. So don't be afraid to accept that, receive it, and use it later on, because you might be helping someone who doesn't have an outlet whatsoever.
I like that. SGF Graham, positive message.
I don't really have one except be great.
Be great. What was this said? Damn it, Henry. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Either bathhouses or is or isn't.
Well, if I'm standing in it, it 100% is. I don't have a chance in hell of reading that, but thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
They're coming back at us. These are DDH's family.
Oh, hearts.
There we go. I understand that. Okay. Yeah.
But anyways, my positive message is stay authentic, stay true to yourself, and please do not base your judgment of yourself off of somebody else's narrative, because that's not how it goes. You're walking this. No one else is in your shoes but you. Stay true to you. Thank you for allowing us into your home, your heart, and your ears, and giving us a little bit of your time, because time is precious and tomorrow is not promised. I'll show you, everyone. Peace and love.
Meow.
Meow.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries to kill you, or faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up, execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal, breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe, so down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you fearing, and watch it all rise. The righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring, because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing, what you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap that can lead you astray. Sneering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on, you tell the truth.